Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and greetings from Stuttgart, Germany. Today, I'm here to share our research work, which was done as part of University Stuttgart research team. Our research title is Electric Vehicles as Distribution Grid Batteries, a Reality Check. And my name is Prasad Malia. I'm a former student of University Stuttgart. And yeah, let's get started with the presentation. So first we start with the introduction. Next screen. Yeah. So this is the outline of today's presentation. I will start with a small introduction and then explain what we are going to solve in the problem statement and how we are going to solve this using a model in the V2G profit model chapter, and then we see the results followed by the conclusion and future work, how we can improve this work further. Next slide. Yeah. So as most of us have seen in the today's presentation, and we also know from our studies or academics, the concept of vehicle to grid, where an EV can share the redundant energy stored in its EV battery at a moment of time to the grid, so that the grid can use this energy. Yeah. So, and the EVs will be the EV owners will be remunerated for the energy transfer to the grid, and this is a very basic business model. Though the concept of vehicle to grid has been around for a long time, yet it is not deployed in daily life. The main challenges are the high infrastructure cost required for implementation and lack of awareness in the EV owners regarding the benefits of vehicle to grid, and the main cause is the battery degradation caused by participation in vehicle to grid service, and the challenge is estimating this battery degradation, what how the participating in vehicle to grid affects the battery degradation of the EV battery. This is another challenge, and the fourth challenge is the range anxiety, where there is a fear of running out of battery charge when you participate in vehicle to grid service. Next. So till now, we have been estimating the battery degradation cost as a fixed quantity, but in reality, this is not true. The battery degradation depends on your vehicle driving pattern and what kind of service you provide to the grid, like when you discharge, how you discharge, and what these criteria also matters. It's not just the fixed cost. So currently, we don't have any good method to estimate battery degradation cost. Of course, dynamic battery degradation cost based on the driving pattern and how you participate in vehicle to grid service. So we need an online battery degradation model which can say, okay, if you participate in vehicle to grid service now, this is how your battery is going to degrade. This is required. And on the other side, there is very less study on regulation and remuneration scheme. Of course, for some countries there are, but for all the energy markets, the study is yet to be done. And few cases, the regulations have to be formed, remuneration schemes have to be found. So overall, there needs to be a flexible model which can integrate different uh, electricity markets and different types of battery and different kinds of driving pattern and V2G profile. So this is required. Next, in order to resolve this gap, this research gap, and encourage more EV owners to participate in vehicle to grid service, we arrive at the problem statement: is vehicle to grid service really required? Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So the research question is V2G service really profitable to the EV owner? And we have tried to answer this question by parameterizing the EV driving pattern and V2G service profile to estimate the battery degradation. And we have chosen a battery degradation model which can calculate the battery degradation based on the driving pattern and how you participate in the vehicle to grid service. Then we have created a V2G profit model which can take price signal from any market, but in our case we have taken it from German electricity market, and considering the battery degradation cost, we estimate EV owners profit. Next. Yeah, so this is our profit model. Can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So our profit model is divided into four sub blocks, and each of these sub blocks will be explained in detail in the next slides. Next one, yeah. So before discussing the model, it's very important to understand what we have assumed, because without assumption, you cannot create a holistic, fully developed model. So there are some assumptions. So our assumptions are: first, the driving pattern of EV is fixed, but not the way it participates in vehicle to grid service. What I mean by this is, as you can see on the right side, the state of EV versus the time graph. So the EV is charged fully from night 11 p.m. to morning 7 a.m. It's fully charged, and from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. it is driven to office. From 8 to 5 p.m. it's parked in office, and from 5 to 6 p.m. it's driven back home, and it is parked idle till 11 p.m. in home. So this is the driving pattern which we have considered for our model. And the window or the time period in which vehicle to grid service can be offered is limited to 9 hours from 8 to 5 p.m. And in this window there can be one discharge event that you can give the energy, return energy to the grid, or there can be one discharge event followed by a charge event. This charge event is required so that the EV can be charged, so that the EV owner can go back home. And the other assumptions are that the charging rate is constant during charging and discharging, and the temperature of the battery is constant during V2G service. And we have taken the price signals from German day-ahead electricity market. This is another assumption. And the criteria for buying or selling energy to the grid is based on the price signal and the amount of battery degradation, and not on the grid frequency. So this is another assumption. Next, please. Yeah. So the input to the our models are the battery capacity, which is the capacity of the battery in kilowatt hour, and the usable capacity, how much actually can be used. And the third is the round trip efficiency. This is the efficiency of the battery, how much charge you can put in and how much you can get back. And the fourth one is the battery replacement cost. This is the amount the amount required to replace the battery once it gets degraded. And the fifth one is the consumption, like how much the battery consumes per kilometer. And the next one is very important. This is the energy consumed by the battery for a single trip, for example, for driving from home to office. So this is the percentage of charge required. For example, if you consume 30% of the battery for driving, this would be that value. And the next one is minimum battery threshold. This is the percentage of charge the battery has to have minimum, so that in case of emergency you can use this. And the next one is the price signal. So we give these inputs to our model and we get the profit and energy transferred to the grid. Next. So coming to the first block of our model, the driving pattern and V2G profile model. Basically what this does is this converts the driving pattern into the battery SOC profile. This is very important because in order to calculate the battery degradation and also of course the profit, but most important for calculating the battery degradation. As you can see in the picture, we are converting the driving pattern to a SOC profile of the battery. So on the top graph here, okay, you cannot see. Okay, the top one on the right side, this corresponds to the SOC profile when the EV does not participate in vehicle to grid service. And you can see in the vehicle V2G window, the SOC of the battery is constant. The middle uh, graph corresponds to the case when there is one discharge event. So the EV is parked in office, and in the V2G window, it transfers energy to the grid once. And the third case is when there is a discharge event and followed by a charge event. So as I said, this charge event is required to charge the battery so that it can be driven back home. So as you can see, the discharge event can take place at any moment of time in this 9 hours window. So this gives rise to different cases. So if you do a permutation and combination, you'll get total 46 different SOC profiles per day in the way which EV can participate in vehicle to grid service. Next. Yeah. So the next submodel is the battery degradation model, which is very important since we have to estimate how much battery gets degraded if we participate in vehicle to grid service. So for this, we have taken an existing battery degradation model developed by Bolanzou. This is based on LMO battery type. Though this battery degradation model has some limitations, it's the best available, which can be used for online battery degradation, estimating online battery degradation. Next. And the third one is price signal model. This is just a trend of average trend of electricity price signal for German energy market in 2019. But for our model, we take price signal for each day and calculate profit for each day. Next one. Yeah, this is the brain of our model. This submodel is called profit calculator, which does actually all the work. So how this model works is the driving pattern and V2G profile model generates the 46 SOC profile per day. And this is taken by the profit calculator and given to the battery degradation model. The battery degradation model calculates the battery degradation cost for all the 46 SOC profiles. And this is given to the profit calculator. The profit calculator takes the battery degradation cost for all the 46 profile, and it takes the price signal per day from the price signal model, and now it calculates the profit based on the battery degradation cost and the price signal, and it selects the profile which gives the maximum profit, and then it gives this to the accumulator, and accumulator accumulates daily profit to calculate the annual profit. So this is how the model works. And next. Now we come to the results. Yeah, go ahead. Next. So we have run this model in MATLAB, and these are our input parameters. This is one case where the battery, we have assumed the battery EV, which is similar to Nissan Leaf 24 kilowatt hour model. So the battery capacity is 24 kilowatt hour, and the usable capacity is 22. So this you can change in the model. You can give the actual capacity which can be used. The round trip efficiency is 85%. So you can, if you charge the battery fully 100%, for example, since it's 24, you can only use 85% of the battery. This is the round trip efficiency. And then the battery replacement cost is assumed to be 6,000 euros. Consumption is for the Nissan Leaf. Energy consumed for single trip is considered to be 30%, and the minimum battery threshold is 10%. This 10% should be always there in the EV battery, and you should not use it. So the energy consumed per single trip is 30% plus the threshold 10. It's 40. So rest 60% of the battery is available for vehicle to grid service. And of course, the price signal has been taken from German day-ahead electricity market for 2019. And we run this model for 365 days for this input, and we estimate a profit of 123 euros, and the energy transferred in this case is 3.3 megawatt hour. Next. It's obvious that you notice that the profit will increase when you increase the amount of energy transferred to the grid. So when the energy, how we can increase the energy transfer to the grid is by increasing the battery capacity or improving the efficiency of the battery. That is the round trip efficiency, and energy consumed for a single trip. If energy consumed for single trip that is used for driving the EV is less, more is available for vehicle to grid service. So we have varied all three parameters. Battery capacity has been varied from 16 to 100, and the round trip efficiency has been varied from 85 to 100%, and the energy consumed per single trip is varied from 5% to 30%. So when the energy consumed for single trip is 5%, that means 85% of the battery is available for vehicle to grid service. So when we run this model with all these variables, and we have tabulated the profit, we get a graph something like this. The color represents the profit, and we have arrived at a best case when we run the simulation, and the best case corresponds to 100 kilowatt hour battery with efficiency 95%, and 5% of the charge is used for driving, and 85% is available for vehicle to grid service. So we estimate a profit of around 662 euros, and the energy transferred in this case is 29.7 megawatt hours. So we see the profit earned per year per EV is high, and the energy transferred is very high. This is very significant amount of energy uh, which is transferred to the grid, and this can be used for stabilizing stabilizing the grid, or this energy can be used to cover what the renewable energy resources are lacking. So next, now we have arrived at the conclusion. Next. Yeah. So from our research work, what we have shown is it's possible to translate the vehicle driving pattern and how the EV participates in vehicle to grid service, and translate this into battery degradation cost, which was not done earlier. And this can be used to calculate the profit, which is more realistic. And yeah, we have shown that profit is influenced by, of course, remuneration. The more the remuneration, the profit will be more. And battery degradation, the specification of the battery internals as well, and driving pattern, which is fixed for us, but if you vary it, the profit will vary, and the charging and discharging criteria. To answer the question with which we started the research, is it profitable? Is vehicle to grid service really profitable? Our answer is yes, but followed by ifs. If the market is German energy market, yes, and if the battery type is LMO type, yes. And also, will participating in a vehicle to grid service increase my battery life? Yes, it will. And of course, for LMO battery type, which we have considered in our model. And will people do it? Maybe, and we encourage them to do it because we have seen the amount of energy which is transferred is huge, and also the EV owners will be remunerated, so we encourage EV owners to participate. And final conclusion is that this model is flexible, that it can be extended to different energy markets. When the different energy market come up with the regulation schemes, this can be used to directly connect to those markets and estimate the profit. Coming to the future work, our work can be extended by increasing the V2G service time window. Now we have 9 hours. We have considered 9 hours, so it can be extended to 24 hours. And with a more dynamic vehicle to grid profile, so you can have energy transfer at any time during the day. So this has to be done. And including other battery types, we have done it for LMO. So we should do it for other battery types which are available in the market, and including the infrastructure cost. If the EV owner is responsible for implementing it, so then it's practical to include the infrastructure cost in the profit estimation, and of course improving any limitations which the battery degradation model has. This will further improve the profit or make it more accurate. So yeah, that's it from my side, and I want to thank everyone for being here and listening to me. And also I want to thank my team at University Stuttgart for giving me this opportunity, and of course the conference team for giving us an opportunity to present our work. If you guys have any question, I'm up for it.